Alright, continuing our look at Fall of Cybertron, Bruticus, we are looking at the leader of the Combaticons, Onslaught. Yes, this is probably, as much as I like him, he is probably the worst of the set. Even with Swindle's knees breaking on me, not knees, hips, and Brawl's not being able to stand. If they had decided to make this guy a Voyager class rather than a Deluxe, I feel like he would have been a lot better, and this whole set would have been better. The reason they didn't was because back then they were having a lot of budget issues, which is why characters like Optimus Prime had to be Deluxe class. I believe there was only like 3 Voyagers in total. 4. And technically there were only like 2 unique molds, if I remember correctly. It was Grimlock and Soundwave that they repainted into Sound Blaster, repainted and remolded into Blaster. If I remember correctly, that's all they did for Fall of Cybertron Voyagers. And I think they actually fell under... No, they didn't fall under the Throwing 30s line. Don't know what I'm thinking of. But yeah, here is Onslaught. A lot of people don't like this vehicle mode. I think it works. I mean, yeah, the gap back here is a little... Yeah. In fact, you can see Bruticus's head is a little meh. And the hands. You know, underside, you can definitely see crotch and legs, but, you know. At least Onslaught's head hides away perfectly. But this is also the one figure that I think the retail version is actually more accurate. Let me explain. San Diego Comic-Con, you know, these figures were supposed to be the more accurate colors. The retail versions were more brightly colored because, let's face it, kids don't necessarily like figures that are drab and gray like this. So they made the retail set more, you know, colorful. Onslaught's retail set was blue and green. Granted, they were brighter and more vibrant. However, in the game, Onslaught was blue and green. For this figure, they took the blue and replaced it with this brown. The green looks accurate. The green looks good. It's just he's supposed to be blue. Like that's something a lot of Onslaughts these days don't necessarily get. Is that Onslaught is blue. He is blue. The Combiner Wars one is more of a bluish green. This one is brown. The Revenge of the Fallen one, because that one's deco is Onslaught, not Barricade from Energon, is, you know, dark gray and silver and other sandy colors. So none of them have been accurate color-wise to G1 Onslaught. So, yeah, and I prefer Onslaught being blue, but, you know. Like, I believe in the game Onslaught was about this, a little bit darker than this blue. Not that, the blue plastic. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the details. If you look at these purple sections right here, his eyes, he kind of has a bulldog face. Yeah. For comparison, Gamer Optimus. And yeah, Onslaught really needed to be a Voyager. Glad they fixed that issue with Combiner Wars. And then we have Starscream. And let's bring in Swindle. Let's see if I can get them all in frame. Swindle, Brawl, Blast Off, and finally Vortex. Now those are the Combaticons. And they did actually end up redoing this set in G2 color schemes. So there were actually four, because there was Takara's version that was more metallic colored. So there are a couple different versions of these guys. Not to mention there was the Ruination set. That was just these guys remolded and with slightly new weapons. But yeah. Now on to transformation. I think this guy's one of the simplest ones. You're going to want to take this giant double cannon assembly. Pop it off. It just tabs in with these two holes right here. And these two little pegs right here. Bring his arms out like this. You can go and straighten him out and just have him. You're going to want to take him and bring this section down. Split his legs a little bit so you can take the Bruticus crotch and extend it. Bring it up. It will tab in with these slots right here. Before you do that, you're going to want to take Bruticus's head and flip it in. Then straighten the legs. You want to take them and flip them around like this. And then bring Onslaught's arms down. And there you have Fall of Cybertron Onslaught. And yeah, for the most part, I think this is pretty accurate. Onslaught in the game was a lot more bulky. But that was the thing with the toy line, was they were always a little bit slimmer than their in-game counterparts. But yeah, he looks pretty good. He looks pretty good in my opinion. He does have flaws. Some very obvious flaws. But we'll get to that. Let's take a look at that head sculpt. And yeah, that is Fall of Cybertron Onslaught. I do wish they put a Decepticon symbol on here, but I wouldn't understand why they didn't, because yeah. Again, the green looks nice. The green looks nice and accurate. It's just he's supposed to be blue. Part of me wants to buy the retail Onslaught, swap out the Bruticus head, and then just paint all of the yellow purple. Because the retail set, instead of having the purple highlights and stuff, it was all yellow. They didn't want to make it too accurate, I guess. But yeah. He can hold his gun assembly. Or what I do is I just use the peg for vehicle mode, the peg for peg and slot for robot mode or vehicle mode. Just plug it on right there. Or you can use the slot for combine mode and plug it on like that, which does kind of look a little bit better until you look to the side. But to be honest, this figure just looks a lot better from the front than this. Outside doesn't look bad, but back, anyway. So, articulation. The head is on a ball joint. You can get pretty expressive, I guess. The arms can rotate upwards, but only this far. They can't move out of the shoulders, but they can move out of the elbow. This was another main complaint with this guy when he came out, was yeah, shoulders don't do that. But you also have rotation. You got nice elbow bend. Nothing at the wrists, because that wasn't standard. You do have a waist rotation. You don't get a lot out of it because it is slanted. Like if you bring that down, you can rotate it a full 360, but then for combine mode, you know. He does kick forward on pretty tight ratchet joints. He can kick back. Not that far, but still. Can go outward a decent bit. This is probably the best range of motion he has. And you have about 90 degrees of knee bend. Oh, Bob, someone stole my purse. But, yeah. But, yeah. So, let me just put the gun in his hand, even though it looks stupid. For comparison, we have Gamer Megatron. And we have Optimus Prime. There's hair on him. And let's see if we can get the group shot. Swindle and brawl. Stand up. Blast off and vortex. So there we have them. Our Fall of Cybertron Combaticons. So there has been my review of Fall of Cybertron Onslaught. And yeah, he's not great. People complain about Combiner Wars. It could be worse. We could have more It could have been more like him. I know the Military Titans upgrade set, fixes literally every issue. But I can't afford it, and not to mention, I kind of like how stupid he is. So anyway, guys, that has been my video. If you liked it, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe for more, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.